All right, for anyone new, click in our Google Classroom, click on this link that says Buzz right here above the join link. It'll take you to this screen. And then on this screen is where you're going to need to log in. So let me show you how to log in. So if you're new to the class, now if you are not new to the class, I have not changed your password. I have not done anything. You should be able to do the same password and everything you had last semester. But if you're new, this is how it works. Your email, your school email, like if your name is Algorithm and your email is Grithm@bentonvillek12.org, that Grithm A is your login. Do not put the at bentonvillek12.org. Just put the first part. And your password is online 2026, capital O, no spaces. Capital O, no spaces. So this is it. Let me see if I can just re-emphasize this real quick, because I had someone last period that was still confused and was not getting this right. Markup. I'll do red. I'll do thinner. Do not put this part. There we go. That's better. Save. All right. Okay, there we go. Just put the first part. Do not put the at Bentonville K-12. And make sure you can get logged in, all you new folks. Let's see if I see anybody on here that looks like they're having any trouble. Let me know if it's not working for you. Let me know. Put them, hit the little toggle, raise your hand, or hit something in the chat. Let me know if you're not able to log in. And I'll show you something else while we're in here, because some of you, and it probably depends on your settings on your Chromebook, but when you log in here, let me log in. Let me go to a student view so you'll see the same thing on the screen there. It'll show all the classes that you're in right here. It may be more than just class. You may have other classes that use Buzz as well. But when you go here, if your screen does not look like this, we'll need to change this, because in math, at times, let me show you what I'm talking about. Some of you, your screen looks dark like this. If your screen looks dark, there are going to be some times that you pull up an assignment and you're not going to be able to read the numbers. If it has a fraction, if it has an exponent, it's going to be blurry. I don't know why, but for some reason, when you have this dark background, sometimes you can't read the numbers in the problem. And that's a problem. You got to be able to read the numbers. So let me show you how to change that. You change that by clicking up here on your name and going to choose theme. Choose theme. And when you hit choose theme, it'll have all these color circles. And right above that, it says dark color scheme. You want to change that to light color scheme. It might say use system preference, but change it to light color scheme. And then you can choose whatever color you want to be your accent color. Like I can switch here to red, and now everything, when I hit save, now I've got a big red bar at the top of the screen. You can choose whatever accent color, but use the light color. Use the light color instead of the dark color, because it's going to give you problems being able to see some of the numbers in some of the assignments. And if you forget that, and if you like it dark, you can leave it dark and just change it when you need to see those numbers. It doesn't matter. If you forget how, just ask me. Hey, Mr. Brock, I'm not able to see these numbers because I got the dark screen. That's fine. I can help you later. But anyway, you should have Algebra 3 as one of your courses. And when you open it up, you'll see here's Module 5. You can open up Module 5 and see here's all of our assignments we're going to do in Module 5. We'll start this next week, so don't worry about this today, but I just want you to know where it's at. And I also want you to know there's a second screen. If we go up here and hit the little menu in the corner, there's a grade screen you can go to. And the grade screen shows when the due dates for every assignment is. We're going to start next week and do the first two lessons, arithmetic sequences and arithmetic series. So we'll have 2 assignments next week. But this, you can go here anytime, any week of the semester, and it'll show you anything that's coming up, when the due dates are. It'll show you what you've turned in, what your grade was for each assignment. You might want to redo an assignment if you had one that didn't score well. You can go back and you can try it again. It should let you try each assignment like up to 3 times, except for tests. It doesn't let you do tests 3 times. But you can get with Mr. Brock if you want to retake a test and say, hey, I didn't do well in this one test. Can I retake it? And I can override Buzz and say, yes, you can take it again. But the grade screen is a great place to check in to see what's due. Have I got everything turned in? Am I missing anything? Is there anything I need to redo? Just go to the grade screen. But you got to go back to the activity screen to actually find the stuff to do. You'll see there's a lesson and assignment, a lesson, an assignment, a lesson, an assignment. So the lesson tells you it's the lesson. Underneath that is the assignment. So, all right. That is all of the Buzz stuff I'm going to do for right now. I just want to make sure that our new students are able to access that. So next week, we're going to hit the ground running, go through all that good stuff. Today, here's what I want to do as a class. So I'm going to open up the chat, and so you got a place to type. And I'm going to do, I did some of this back at the beginning of the first semester, and it's working on your number sense. You're like, number sense? Yeah, number sense is basically having an idea of what a number should be. Like when you work a math problem, hopefully you might have some idea what the answer is going to be before you actually figure it out, right? That's your number sense. And the better your number sense gets, the better, easier life is. And I use it some real life common examples of when number sense comes into play. Like if I'm going to go to the store, oh, I need to pick up 6 of these. All right, whatever it is. I need to go get me 6 goat buttons, screaming goat buttons, because I got 6 friends. And you go there and you find out, oh, they are $7 each. All right, give me 6 of them. So you get 6 of them. You go up to the register, and they say, okay, that'll be $83. Something inside your head should tell you, no, wait a minute. I don't know exactly what it costs because I tax and all that stuff, but it can't be $83. Something's wrong. Your math sense should tell you that 6 goat buttons at $7 each shouldn't cost me $83. Right? That's your math sense that should tell you that. Because you should know, well, 6 times 7 is 42, and 42 plus tax. I mean, tax won't be more than $4. How in the world is that $83? So it can save you money. You won't get overcharged. And they may not be intentionally overcharging. Maybe they hit something wrong too. But math sense helps a lot in those areas. All right. Thanks, Lily. It happens. I understand. So I have some activities we're going to work on today as a class that will help let you know how your number senses come along. You can develop number sense, will get better. And hopefully today you'll see that maybe you got a pretty solid number sense. So I'm going to put some things up on the screen, some pictures, and we're going to compare pictures and try to estimate things. So I'm going to start with this first. And the first pictures, when you look at the first picture, maybe you don't have a good estimation because you don't have any experience with that. But then when we get to the second picture, you'll see what I mean. Second picture, you should have a lot better idea than the first picture. But you may do well on the first picture. So here it is. Put your answers in the chat. Here's our first picture. About how long is this roll of mini bubble wrap? Here, I'll click this where it's bigger. This bubble, if we cut it open and rolled it out. Now, I will tell you, just so you have some kind of perspective, this is a foot tall from top to bottom. This is 12 inches tall. Okay, so this is not like the size of a cup. This is like the size of a big can. It's a foot tall. So if we cut this open, and you can see how several rolls there, how long would it be in feet? How many feet long would this be? So just give it a guess. Put in the chat. Put a number. Jacob's guessing 30. That's a pretty solid guess. Just give it a good idea. I don't know. How long is it going to be? 40. Xander says maybe 100. There's several. It rolls up a lot. So it may be 100, 35, 80. And if you're off on this one, that's okay. Because if you don't have any experience with this, I don't know. But, you don't think it's like 100,000. It's got to be some reasonable number. So I'm seeing numbers between 30 and 100. Those are all reasonable guesses. I'm not going to keep track, but you can keep track of how many you get right. Right? If you want to brag, yeah, I got 8 out of 9. Yeah, whatever it is. I don't know how many we're doing, but all right, everybody got your guess in? You feel good? All right, we're going to reveal the answer. If this is 1 foot tall, it's all rolled up. It's 100 feet long. Okay, we did have a guess of 100 feet. Xander hit that right on, and maybe Xander's got some experience with it. I don't know. I did a lot of packing a year and a half ago. I might have known that then because I had to buy a lot of this when I was packing up dishes and stuff. All right, 100 feet long. Now we know this is 100 feet long. So let's look at this picture now. All right. Come on, picture. Oh, it's still loading. I wanted to make it bigger. There it is. So this is the one we just looked at. It's 100 feet long when we unroll it. So here's another roll. It's the exact same stuff, the same size bubbles, the little bitty bubble wrap. How long is the big roll if we unroll that? So you got some comparison. You can see this one. You can see this one next to it. We know this one's 100. I'm seeing 300, 250, 200, 300, 200, 250, 300. See, now you've got a good chance at having a good. All right, Daniel, I think you missed some numbers there. Good. Yeah, perfect. There, 400. Daniel put 4. See, that's what we're looking though. If someone really put 4 and they meant to put 4, then it's like, okay, we have some serious problems with your number sense because you know this is 100 and this is larger. It has to be larger than 100, right? So that's what you're looking at. You know it has to be more than 100 because it's bigger than this one. But how much bigger is the question? All right, I'm seeing a lot of great guesses between 200 and 400. So if you're keeping track of how many you got right, get your guess in. Get your guess in. If you have a guess, I'm about to show the answer. I love it. They got it photoshopped out. See, it's going to be right there. Photoshopped out. 215. 250. All right, here we go. We're gonna look at the answer. 250. All right, Kaya, good. Oh, it's not. There, let me reload the page. It's not. It's struggling to let me go back. All right, what's it doing? There we go. Okay, here's the reveal. 250. We had several people guess 250. So give yourself a check mark. I got that one right. Nailed it. 250. Good job. Okay, so if we have 100-foot long roll of this bubble tape, and then we have a 250-foot long roll of bubble tape, what about this roll of bubble? Now, first off, let's compare this one. This one's different than the last one. Now, if you look at them, they look about the same size, right? The same size. But let me tell you, this is the big bubble wrap. Bubbles are a lot bigger. This is little bitty bubbles. See the size? These are great big bubbles. So the bubbles are thicker. This is a thicker bubble. It's not little bitty bubbles like this. It's big bubbles. And this is the same diameter, that we had for the last big roll that was 250. That one was 250 with the little bubbles. But now that it's bigger bubbles, how long do you think this one might be? All right, Xander's cutting in half. So it's 125. It's bigger, so it's not going to be as long. I'm seeing 150 and 200, 150, 150. A lot of 150s. This is good. Your number sense is there. You know it's got to be less than 250, right? Because if the bubbles are bigger, it's not going to be as long. It's thicker, so it can't be as long as the other one. 175. I see a lot of guesses between 125 and 200. All right, 150. All right, last chance to get your guess in. Last chance to get your guess in because I'm about to reveal the answer. Here we go. 125. Did anyone guess exactly 120? Oh, Alexander hit 125. And I had a whole lot of 150s, which is a really good guess. That's really close. I'm happy with that. Good job. All right, I don't think we have any more the bubble wrap. I think it goes. It does. Okay, here's what I want to do next. Let's look at a garden hose. This is just your average household use, medium duty. This is what you'd buy to use at your house to water your garden. How long do you think this was? And again, this one may be a little tougher because we don't have anything to compare it to. If you just went and bought this garden hose, what do you think? How long is this going to be? And again, they photoshopped it out. It's going to be right there in the yellow. All right, I see some folks saying 50 feet, 40 feet, 25, 40, 50, 30, 50, 35, 50, 25, 40. These are all great guesses because that's very reasonable. It's a reasonable number. You know, no one's saying, "Oh, that's got to be 500 feet." No, it's not going to be 500 feet long. That's unreasonable. It's not going to be 4 feet long either, right? It's going to be 25, 35, 40, 50. You guys are all getting really good numbers in there. So I got guesses between 25 and 50. Let's take a look. This one is 50. This is 50 feet long. Okay, so now we have something that we know. Haley had 50 on there. Then there's a few 50s. A few folks had 50 on that. So got yourself right. There you go. You had 50. So now that we know that one is 50, how about if we buy this one? We're going to look at it from the end so you can see how much more it's stacked up. This is the 50-foot garden hose. This one is larger, obviously. It's a longer garden hose. All right, I see a lot of people think this must be twice the size. It must be 100. A lot of people saying 100. So there's a 75 guess. 75s, 100s. There's a 90. There's an 80. So looks like all of our guesses are between 75 and 100, which is great. I think that's a good estimate. 120. Like it? Yeah. 75 to 120. That's a good range to think. That should be about right. If this is a 50-foot hose, that's got to be somewhere in that range. It is 100. 100. So perfect. We were all around 75 to 120. A lot of you said 100 exactly. Perfect. Great job. See, they put two 50s on top of each other to show that would be the same. Same height. Two 50s. Here's 100. All right, let's look at our next hose we can purchase. Okay, that one was 50. That one's 100. How about this huge one over in the right? If you need to buy this one, you put your garden too far away from your house. That's a long hose right there. I mean, 100 feet is a pretty long distance from your house. Xander's going to say we're at 150 now. He's going with the pattern for one thing. 50, 100, 150 maybe. 200. See a lot of 200 saying this would be two of these. Maybe. But again, I'm saying you put your garden too far away from your house. That's 175. Let's say 200. All right, we got guesses from 150 to 200. I like it. That seems very reasonable. If we know this one's 100, that would be somewhere between 150 to 200. No one thinks it's 1,000 or anything crazy like that. Like, no, that can't be 1,000 if this is 100. All right, let's see. 150. Somebody guessed 150. Jacob guessed 150. Xander guessed 150. It is 150. Oh, there's Luke. So we had a few 150s. So basically, three of these 50s stacked on top of each other is the same height as one of these 150 feet. Okay, we have more hoses. We're going to change it up just a little bit. We're going back to our 50-foot garden hose. This is an industrial hose, which means it's bigger around. It can hold a higher water pressure. You see the size of this green hose compared to the size of the industrial hose. It's thicker. It's bigger diameter. It's a heavier duty than the medium hose on the left. So if this one is 50 feet, how many feet is the industrial hose by? So Xander says these are the same. So is Mary, Kaylee. Everyone thinks, okay, this is 50 feet of a regular hose. This is 50 feet of an industrial hose. It is quite a bit taller, but that's because the hose is bigger around, not because there's longer hose. Oh, everyone's going with the 50. We like it. 50, 50, 50, 50. That seems reasonable, doesn't it? Okay, yes, it's taller than this, but the hose itself is taller. So 50 feet of this hose would be taller than that. All right, anybody want to guess anything besides 50? Got a lot of 50s on the screen. Do you want to guess 50 if you haven't guessed? Can't be right if you don't get in the game. All right, here we go. We're going to back off of it. Last chance for guesses. And it's 50. Great job. Everybody guess. Give yourself a point. You're there. Nailed it. We have one more hose. So if we can buy a 50-foot industrial hose, we could also buy longer hoses. So if this one is 50 feet, how long is this industrial hose? I don't think we're watering a garden with this. We're doing some heavier duty water work here. Everyone's going with 75. Look at all the 75s in there. 75, 75, 100. Or we got 100, yes. So we got 75 and 100. More 75s. All right. Here comes the reveal. It is 75. It's not quite twice that because it's a lot thicker hose. So they sell it in a 75-foot length. 75. All right. Let's go to a different set of pictures. Let's start with, oh, I like this one a lot. Because you've seen these little cups. You go to the fast food place, they got the little cups, you just pump the ketchup in yourself. But then they run out. Remember, they don't fill that pump all the time. So they just throw some bags out there because they don't have time to fill it. So then you got to take bags and squeeze them in there yourself. So how many bags will it take to fill that up? And when I say fill it up, they do like pile it on where it's taller. It's taller than this. It's like they don't do it just evenly because when we pile it up, right? Because I'm going to go through more than one of those cups because I love ketchup. I'm gonna dip those fries in there. So how many of these packets will it take to fill up that? You may have done this yourself. You may already know this from experience. I see 4, 3.5, 5, 3, 6, 5, 2.5, 5. I'm loving your guesses, guys, because these all make sense. They're all very, very reasonable. 5, 4. How many of these ketchup packets can we squeeze in there? I am liking it. We're between 3.5 and 6. And there's a 5. Now, if you put so much ketchup it spills out on the table, that's too many. That doesn't count. You have to be able to put these in there without it hitting the table. So you can put it in. All right, let's see. This one has a video because he's gonna put them in there. All right, here we go. Here's our first one. He's gonna go faster. He's just showing you the first one. He squeezes all that he can out of there. There's the second one. There's the third one. There's the fourth, and we're getting close to the top. There's okay. 5 puts it pretty much at the top. Let's put another one. All right, that's pretty full. That 6th one was over the top, but it filled it up. So 6 ketchup packets fills up. Oh, he's going to arrange them so we can count them, make sure we can see them all 6 in the picture. 6 ketchup packets. Right there, so I hit pause. So if you said 6, we did have a 6 on there. Great, good job. Xander's nailing it. You ketchup fans, you may already try these experiments yourself. All right, there's another kind of cup you can use out there. You may have seen these. There's some of the restaurants. All right, oh, it's still loading. These are a little bit bigger around than these, but they're shorter. So you might have gone somewhere. I think Long John Silver's used to have these, but we don't have any Long John Silver's around here anymore. May still be one in Siloam Springs, but there are some restaurants that use these cups instead of those cups. So it's not as tall, but it's bigger diameter. What do you think? I'm seeing threes. A lot of threes. Think this won't hold as much as that one. 2, 4. See, twos, threes, and fours. We say, yeah, that's a lot shorter, but it's bigger around. Xander says, ideally, you can put 5 in there and maybe even up to 7 because you can pile it. You can pile it a little higher because it's got more room before it pushes it off the side. Love it. Now we're going to have to go eat somewhere, some fast food place that has these so we can try this experiment ourselves instead of relying on this guy and his videos. All right, here we go. Here's our video reveal for the wider cup. Okay, here's the first one. It doesn't even touch the edges, I don't think. That's just right in the middle. Okay, now we're touching edges. There's 3. Oh, there's 4. We zip right on along. There's 5. 6. Are we going to get 7? It's pretty flat. It's mounded up some. Oh, we are going for 7. Since it's bigger around, it doesn't push it over onto the table. We can hold 7. Now, see, Xander's got it. He's got it. Xander eats a lot of ketchup like I do. He's got experience, I guess, here. 5, ideally 7. You can really probably, and I'd probably go through 2 of these when I had some Long John Silver's or something. I'd go through a few of these. Beautiful. All right, we do have more because the real serious ketchup folks know that we can take this cup and we can make it bigger. You can take this cup and make it bigger. You can do that. If you're a real fan of ketchup and don't want to make that many trips back to get more, just make your cup bigger. So this cup, we put 6 in. Now, how much are we going to put in it? It's not quite as tall, but it leans out. So Xander says we can double it. He says we can do 6 on this one. That'll hold twice as much. You got some people agree too. 12, 12, 10, 9, 9.5, 10. Love it. A lot of folks thinks 10. If this will hold 6, that'll hold a lot more. All right, guesses between 9 and 12. Anyone else want to get a last minute guess in here before we reveal the answer? Good stuff. All right, let's go back. Let's see how many will hold. See 10s. Here we go. We know we can get 6 in there pretty quickly. Yeah, we don't even see the first one. We'll see the second one. Oh, we're starting to see a little bit. 4, 5. There's number 6. There's number 7. Number 8. Yeah, it's about up to the edges. 9. Here's 10. There, we got room for more. Here's 11. Can we get 12? I see 11. 11's pretty high. There's 12. Oh, we are doubling it. Any more? Any more? I don't know. Maybe 13 would have done it, but stopping at 12. So there, you can hold twice as much if you just pop that thing open instead of leaving it all squished up. A lot of ketchup there. That'll save me some trips back to the condiment bar there. Good job. So we can do the same thing with the little one. I call it the little one. It actually held more. It held 7, where the other one held 6. The short one, I should say. We can squeeze it open as well. What will that do to that one? This one we went from 6 to 12. This one goes from 7 to how much when we, because it doesn't look like it's going to make it that much bigger. It doesn't look a lot bigger, but it is. It is bigger because the top ring is pushed out. Xander thinks only just 9 or 10 total. Okay, you can't get much more, but I'm saying 14, 13, 15, 14, 13, 15. Started at 7. How much more is that little bit of pushing out the edges going to do for us? Because it's a pretty wide diameter. 14. I see lots of 13, 14, 15. All right. Everybody get your official guess in. This went 12. We'll see what this does. This was 12. A lot taller, though. All right. Get the first. Get that one out of the way. All right, here we go. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. Another one. All right, we're going, there, now we're up to the 7 that we started with. There's more. Oh, come on, you can put more than that. There's 8. Yeah, make more room. We can do it. There we go. We're not spilling over onto the table. We're good. There's 8. Ah, 9. We end up with just 2 more. Yeah, Xander kind of nailed it. He said a minor increase, 9 or 10 max. We got 9. And it looks like there might have been enough space in there to put 10. So if you had 10, I wouldn't count it wrong. But you don't get as much of a growth with the short sides because you're not gaining that much by just moving it out a little bit as much as you gained by moving it out with the tall side. All right, so that leads us to one more question. How many would make it overflow? Right? 9 got us to right there. Think 11 to make it overflow. 2 more would go it. 12 would make it overflow. I think we're pretty comfortable getting 10 on there. I think 10 pretty safe. But where does it hit the table at? 11, 12. See 11. I see a lot of 12s. There's no way. There's no way you can get 12 in there. It's going to be on the table at 12. All right. Everyone's pretty confident here. This one just has a picture. No video. 12. It was 12. You guys nailed it. Give yourself a point on that. At 12, it can't hold it anymore. So pay attention to how many packets you grab when you got this cup there up there at the fast food. All right, here's my last one, and I like this last one a lot. You have 2 different choices on this. Okay, we want to know how much pie has been eaten. How much is gone? But there's 2 different ways you can answer. You can give me a percentage, like 50% of the pie has been eaten. Obviously, not 50% of the pie has been eaten, but you can give me a percentage. Or if you want to get fancy, talking geometry, how many degrees of the pie is gone? It's 360 degrees all the way around. So if you want to guess in degrees, you can do that. So either percentage or degrees. Give it a thought. What do you think? And we'll build from here. So 3/8, 60 degrees. So 3/8 is about 37.5%. 60 degrees. 1/5, that's about 20%. I think you can set that into 5 equal pieces. 20%, 70 degrees, Xander says. He can answer both ways. He thinks 20% of the pie is gone and 70 out of the 360 degrees. 30%, says Sydney. This is a little tricky. We got to think differently on this. We're not talking about feet. We're not talking about number of ketchup packets. We're thinking percentages. 20%, Soraya. 15% gone. 17%, 19%. I'm sorry, 19% gone. I love the degrees guess as well. Just guessing how many degrees out of 360 degrees is gone. All right, 20%, Kaylee. All right, I'm seeing a lot of pretty solid guesses. That's good. No one's saying like 80% or anything crazy like that. No one's saying, 150 degrees because that'd be almost half, right? So, all right, 70 degrees. Here we go. Let's see. Video reveal because we're going to measure it. Oh, it's not loading. Oh, here it comes. All right, there we go. Here comes our measuring tool. And it measures 20%. So those of you who said 20% or 1/5 nailed it. 72 degrees. There was some really close. I saw 70 degrees a couple times on there. So if you had 70, you can give yourself a point for 70. That's close enough. And 20%, if you were real close to 20%, I would give 19. You said 19%. I'd give yourself credit for that. Give yourself a point. Very good. All right, let's go and see. Anybody want some pie? Let's have some more pie. All right, more folks have eaten pie now. There's a lot of you guys who had some pie there. Now, how much is gone? Not how much is left. How much pie have we eaten? Either degrees or percentage. Now, don't let this fool you. It's not straight up and down. The bottom is at an angle too. So if you're counting from the bottom around, this is not straight up and down. How many degrees or what percent of the pie is gone, has been eaten? I'm just making y'all hungry, aren't I? Yeah. See, y'all gonna have to go find some pie when we get out of class here. 60% or 200 degrees. 60%. All right, I'm seeing 60 seems to be a very common thought here. So half the pie would be like that. We're saying more than half. So 60, 65, those all make sense. 200 degrees, I'm seeing that repeatedly. So 180 degrees would be half of the pie. We've eaten more than half. So seeing 200 or 210, how much past 180? Seeing 60%, 70%. What kind of pie is that? Is that a cherry pie? It's not apple, I don't think. It looks a little too gooey. Maybe it's a cherry pie. All right, everybody got your guess in? You feel good? You're locked in? All right, let's see. How do I get out of this? All right, let's measure our pie. Get our little tool out. Here goes our tool around the pie plate. Growing, getting there. Oh, looky there, 59.2. So if you said 60, you give yourself a point. That's good. 60%, 59.2, 213 degrees. So 210 is close enough to give yourself a point on that. 210, 213, just a bit past the 210, just shy of 60%. But that's some really good numbers. And your guesses, guys, was right where I would want them to be if I was trying to figure out mathematically, have you got any idea what's going on? Yes, you got a good idea what's going on. You got a real good idea what's going on because you're right in the range. 200 it'd be right here at this line. So it's just past the 210 there. So, all right, fabulous work. All right, let's eat some more pie. Oh, man, one slice left. You better hurry if you want some. Yeah, I think that's cherry pie. I think it kind of looks like a cherry hanging out. How much pie has been eaten now? It's not 100% yet, but we're getting really close. It's not 360 degrees of pi, but it will be if somebody turns their back for just a moment, because somebody's going to snatch that pi up, and then we won't have any left. What do you think? What percent of the pie has been eaten, or 80%? Or what degrees? 315 degrees, 340 degrees. Yep, we're not quite to 360, but we're getting very close. 80% of the pie again. 335 degrees. Okay. 335. 335, 80%. 80% seems to be a pretty popular guess here. We've got 89%. I think I got those backwards, Xander. 320 degrees or 89%. 85%. I love it. 340 degrees. All right. The last minute guesses. We have several very good guesses in here. We're going to be very, very close, I think, with the folks that have guessed. All right, there's still a bunch of you that haven't thrown a guess out yet. I'll look at that when I get the chat report after the meeting. See who's not participating here. This isn't even for grade. This is for bragging rights. 85 degrees says, 85% says Jacob. All right, we're going to reveal. We're going to reveal how much pie has been eaten. Oh, it went to YouTube. Where's my pie? There it is. Oh, I got to stuff it. Stuff it. It got to the end and closed on me. 319 degrees, 88.6%. Yeah, that's right where it went off. 88.6. So if you're between 85 and 90%, 85 to 90%, if you were close to 319, Xander had 320 and he had 89. Boy, he was just almost on it both sides. Very good. Jaden had 85%. Good guesses, guys. Good number sense. Good number sense. You guys are right on it. Right on it. All right, let me go back. All right, I have one more pie. And no, it's not this pie. This is actually this pie. How many pi symbols are on the pi tie? Now we're only counting, apparently, we're not counting the knot up here. Everything below that point. Everything below that point. And I have counted these, and there's 40 on the screen. There's 40 on the screen. So if there's 40, and that's just this part down here, how many goes all the way up to the knot? The knot in the tie right there. So you can't see all of it, so you can't count them all. But you can estimate based on what we see. We see there's 40 of them in this little section at the bottom. How many pies are on the tie? I need to give you a pie tie. I don't have a pie tie. I got a tomato tie, some other things like that. I got a SpongeBob tie. It's square at the bottom. It's a SpongeBob square tie. 200, 275, 250, 135, 250, 250. Oh, I'm liking it, guys. 280, 182, 220-ish, 180. Great number sense here. I'll tell you guys, great number sense. These are all very, very reasonable estimates. They're all good guesstimates. 182, 180, 220-ish, 280, 250, 200. All right, 160, 200. All right, last second guesses here. Here's your last opportunity to guess on the pie tie. Before we reveal, there are 221. Boy, Xander, it's like you own one of these. 220-ish, he says. Very, very good. But they show you how they count it. There's like 5. They go diagonal rows. There's 4 in this row, 5 in that row, 5 in this row. There's 7 in all of these rows. Going all the way up to just 3 up here at the top. 121, basically, visible pi symbols beneath that knot. Great job, everyone. See, that's why this class does so well when I'm in the class. Like I say, I don't have a whole lot of people. I haven't had anyone fail Algebra 3 in the last couple of years, because by this point, you guys know what you're doing. You've got a good number sense. I mean, I saw that during all of this, and you guys get your work turned in. So this is always a joyful class to have. So, all right, guys, we're not going to do anything else today. We will meet again on Tuesday, where we'll jump into Buzz, get our first lesson going, and get the semester underway. Great seeing your faces today. Have a super weekend, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for playing.